President Trump met with Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu again at the White House. The two leaders met to talk about security issues in the Middle East and about tariffs. Israel is seeking to create a new security corridor to pressure Hamas into a peace deal. It's unclear if the two leaders discussed the recent Israeli strike on a hospital camp used by Gaza journalists, where 10 people were killed. New this hour, Netanyahu said his country will eliminate the trade deficit and trade barriers with the U.S., quote, very quickly. Israel is facing a 17% tariff.
And back here in the WRAL Live Center, let's take a look at how stocks did today. And we saw green on at least one of those major stock indexes. The NASDAQ up very slightly, but still in the green for the day. The Dow down 350 points or so, about 1% of its value. And the S&P 500 down slightly, pretty much flat for the day. It was a volatile day of trading that started off with a large plunge and then a rumor around 10 o'clock this morning that the administration was going to pause tariffs for 90 days. It turned out that that was an unfounded rumor, but there for a little while, stocks regained all of the ground they lost in the early part of trading. In that press conference where Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was meeting with President Trump reiterated that there was no pause planned for tariffs.
Looking at that, we have many countries that are coming to negotiate deals with us, and they're going to be fair deals, and in certain cases they're going to be paying substantial tariffs.
And Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent has said that more than 50 countries want to negotiate tariff deals with the United States, and those negotiations will begin in the coming weeks.
All right, trillions of dollars lost over the past couple of days. Thank you, Brian.
Another roller coaster day on Wall Street as investors react to President Trump's new taxes on imported goods.
Now, what's going to happen with the market, I can't tell you, but I can tell you our country has gotten a lot stronger.
The president essentially telling spooked investors not to panic. In a post on Truth Social, Mr. Trump says dozens of countries have called to negotiate lower tariffs. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in Washington meeting in person with the president and top White House officials, looking for relief from the 17% tariffs Trump slapped on one of the U.S.'s closest allies.
We have many countries that are coming to negotiate deals.
After a weekend of mixed messages from Trump advisors over whether the tariffs were negotiable, the president posted online that negotiations will begin. The president threatening China with even higher tariffs if that country doesn't drop the 34% tax on American goods it imposed in response. As the stock market drops, recession forecasts are growing, and now some business leaders are starting to speak out. J.P. Morgan telling investors it expects the economy to contract under the weight of the tariffs, and that a recession will drive unemployment up to 5.3%. Even top Trump advisor Elon Musk appeared to break with the president on tariffs over the weekend.
I hope it is agreed that both Europe and the United States should move, ideally, in my view, to a zero tariff situation, effectively creating a free trade zone.
As the president spent a long weekend playing golf at his Florida properties, Americans took part in more than 1,000 protests around the country.
Trump and Musk have got to go!
Growing outcry over the administration's mass deportations, government cuts, and retirement funds quickly disappearing as the markets plunge. White House officials are brushing off questions about the optics of President Trump playing golf as new tariffs hit and markets drop. They say the president considers the market losses as temporary. One official telling NBC News the economy will be fine. But there's more uncertainty ahead as additional tariffs go into effect this Wednesday. In Washington, Vaughn, Hillyard, NBC News.